such proximity.
I am the philosopher.
I am the peasant.
What brought us into such unhealthy intimacy?
We walk in. Some are be free, others must be unfree, or they did not know freedom.
Don't you know the light?
We long for the light.
How else can we lodge in your memory?
The guilty or innocent prerogative of something means there's nothing cause and they're punished. So are we all. It's perfectly true, there's almost nothing.
Lear!
10 years. Whoops, I say that every time.
I'm not saying that.
Okay, Lear!
There. 10 years since you're not
Fairly conscious for this.
What is
But isn't this injustice? What's that for?
Injustice, yes.
That's the word for it.
Remember the word when you go back into the light.
Inscribe it on your life.
Bishop must hold these in your head. He's holding up the crystal glasses.
Lear!
Lear! Stay back. Page 11. Lear, my point, but you made it.
My point, she made it. Oh, kindness. Oh, decency.
Lear! Can we address you? Lear!
Testaments of torturers and victims. Deb, our strange collaboration.
First verbal discovery.
When one mind says,
We are irresistibly attracted to its opposites.
La la la. And then that one lonely Lear after hold me.
No one ever does that except for you, you know.
Yeah, I know. I'm always alone in that.
I'm
They embrace. And Lear says, hold me.
I'm real. I do exist. Don't like hold me.
This is one where it says, Ken likes me. He says I have kind eyes, and when I say destroy me, he hung back. And me, says Forner. I said things so ridiculous it made execution improbable. Improbable.
Something horrible.
I dropped my stick.
Something rotten. Can you smell?
I want my stick.
Horrid smell. Something's alive, but only just.
Oh, let's go castles on the beach.
Someone's in pain. Let's play football. Let's fly kites.
I want my stick.
That smell is pain. Be careful when you tread. A hand. I trod on a hand.
We are the dead who aren't dead yet.
Ever so sorry.
Not dead yet.
Whatever we did.
Whatever it was.
How?
Are you the bad then? That you smell so badly?
We're clean children, and our mother loves us.
Are you our father's enemies? If so, however bad this is, it can't be bad enough for you.
We never said that we were innocent.
What's innocence?
We never claimed we had no hatred.
Who has
none?
none?
We never said that this was arbitrary.
What isn't?
They have no light. We are the royal children. Shut your mouths! They have no sheets.
Sugar!
Oh, die, you horrid, stinking criminals!
Sugar!
Oh, you poor wet things! I never knew the ground was full of bodies, and you've got no sheets! All horrid things deserve to die!
Sugar!
I won't be king, because I am not the eldest, but if I were king, for one this! No criticism of our father, but I wonder, is it necessary?
Don't talk about our doings.
I wasn't, but I find my mind.
Don't remind us of it. Posts.
If people were good, punishment would be unnecessary.
Penalty spot.
Therefore, the function of all governments must be
We kick that way.
the definition of and subsequent encouragement of goodness, surely. Perhaps by making goodness easier, fewer people would... You kicked it so hard. It's gone right over the cliff. You would define goodness in such a way that ordinary people, who at the moment are so horribly attracted to bad things and immoral actions, would find it simple to appreciate and consequently act upon. No, that's wrong. The opposite is the case. That's it. You make goodness difficult at anything. You make it apparently impossible to achieve. It then becomes compelling. It becomes a victory. Rather, acts of badness seem a triumph now. What you need to do, I think, Blood, when you are king, the correct approach to punishment would be... Ah!
I am your education.
I am hard to educate because I was born wise.
That's something everybody knows.
I will be relentlessly critical, and nothing you say will I take on trust. Why should I?
Why should you, after all?
This is not arrogance on my part.
No, indeed.
On the basis of mutual study, we may answer some questions that have haunted me since birth.
My imagination is at your disposal.
I must warn you, I am peevish at times, and come out in rashes. I suppose you know that.
I know everything about you.
Everything? No one can know everything.
I know your brothers killed themselves. I know you think of death yourself. I know you cry for animals, yet harbor hatreds you yourself do not yet understand.
Yes. How will you educate me?
I will educate you by showing you how bad I am. Because I am a bad man, you will learn much from me. I will tell you nothing but what accords with my experience, which is not a happy one. Hope, for example, I have dispensed with entirely. There will be no books because you know the books and have digested them. I detest all untruths, but especially those which are sentimental, and I will beat you sometimes, for which I have authority. Almost certainly these beatings will appear to you unjustified. I will explode in rages, and then fawn. I may kiss your body and ignore you for days on end. You will detest me, and your innate sense of justice will cry out for satisfaction. When one day that cry ceases, your education will be over. God alone knows why your father appointed me.
I won't say ecstasy. I won't say, don't touch.
Oh, you bastard. You mistreat me, and I, a woman of distinction. Oh, you shallow and temperamental manipulator of emotion. Do you think I can't see through you? And your love is rough. Your love is rough.
Yes. Go back to your books now. You are a lawyer, aren't you? Study the laws of infatuation.
Our next meeting, will it be?
Next?
Meeting, yes. Will it be here?
Next meeting? No sooner has she, no sooner have we then. What other meetings? Memorize me. Store my touch. She wants a meeting. Please come back. I am so thin and boastful and poor-minded. I am so empty and shallow as a tin bowl. Bing! Love my emptiness. And don't run to men of quality and honesty. I will execute all men of character if you do. All those of deep soul who command the loyalty of women, the bearded and the bald, the calm-eyed and the knowing. Love your tin bowl, or it's a massacre. Bing! Not there.
Mother! Mother! You are everywhere these days except where you should be. That sounds silly, but now look at you. This was the last place I expected to. But now I think, where's the last place she might be? Go there, and that is always where I find you. And you smell strangely. This is such a miserable corner. No sun. Your law books are quite dusty. What is attractive about these sunless corners? And you smell strangely.
I am a tin bowl. Ping!
Do you know there is a law in life
A law in life.
which says she who habitually absents herself is best left undiscovered?
Ping! Remember the law. Ping!
Why does he say that so often?
I smell oddly because I have been in heaven.
I met a poet, and he said,
Heaven clings.
very gravely, very portentously,
It stays.
his eyes on mine, how I detested him, how I hate the gravity of poets. Great love lasts through winters. I, of course, shrank at the wisdom. I, being a tin bowl, shallowly vibrated at his profound bass notes. I tinkled on the table. Do you not feel oppressed by the wise, their laws, and their shuddering complacency? The fact is, I am girl mad, which is shallowness itself, and most becoming in a tin bowl. Ping!
You are funny for a prince. I think you can't command yet much respect, can he? But here is my mother with him, so there is respect of some kind, obviously. I came to tell you what no longer seems significant.
Right, tell me.
I can't. It no longer seems, it has no,
But all the same.
I would feel humiliated, since it so obviously lacks significance. What delighted me for half an hour suddenly seems pitiful. I suppose because you've been in heaven, and I only thought I was. I don't see why heaven needs to stink. My bird is found. Bird? You don't remember my bird?
Yes, I remember.
No, you
but-
haven't.
No, I don't think I do.
You have entirely obliterated my bird from your memory. And why shouldn't you?
Yes, I have. I'm sorry, Teresa. Yes.
Yes. I am not you, and you are not me. It is futile we rehearse an intimacy which no longer exists. I am not critical, you understand.
Teresa?
I only want to be honest. From this moment, I mark the closure of my childhood. I am 16. This is farewell, and a dismal corner is correct for it. Shake hands.
Of course not.
Very well. Thank you for your love. I am most grateful.
Ping! I remember your bird very well.
Why does everybody lie?
I don't lie. I exaggerate.
You think you are amusing, but you are an exhibitionist.
I think I am the most melancholy and degenerate character. So sunk in contemplation of myself, I walk with stooping shoulders and lids half draped over my never sparkling eyes. White skin with horror of the sunshine, and prematurely bald, incapable of friendship, and though wealthy, inclined to theft. I steal the clothes of women and insinuate myself in wardrobes, listening to their acts of love. Poverty disgusts me, but equally does wealth. I listen to old men, at least for 7 sentences, and go early to bed. But your bird has red feathers and was brought from China.
Yes, but I'm looking for a friend now.
If you go down quiet streets and bed with a musician, I'll...
We are the dead.
We are the cruel.
We no longer need.
To mouth fidelities.
I am the torturer.
I am the victim.
What brought us into such proximity?
I am the philosopher.
I am the peasant.
What brought us into such unhealthy intimacy?
How proud I was when she did not resist my hand. How its smooth gliding to her heat was uncontested. Youth, its piquancy. How she forgives me everything. How she is tolerant of my dog's paws and her liquidity. Youth, its intransigence. She loves me not for what I am, but for what I will be. To what I will be, she believes herself a significant contributor. Oh, the vanity. And she complains if I turn her too swiftly on her face. Ow, she says. Some arthritic, some rheumatic. Ow! Oh, I must recover. I must shed. I must emerge from this cruelty. I have seen a girl I want. Of course, this may be a passing feeling. It may be slight. It may be trivial. Her hair is honey, and her mouth far from luscious, but... And honey is not a color I much care for. It is tangled. Naturally, it is tangled. Not her hair, the emotion. I don't think anything should stand in the way of my desire. Do you? On the other hand, what good can come from it? I think what I want I should have. To be deprived, what good is it? And pain, yes, obviously pain will be experienced, but it is tangled. I am fucking with the mother.
Have the mother murdered.
I considered that. The moment I saw the daughter, I considered that. The thought leapt to the very forefront of my mind. It knocked against my skull, demanding my attention. One look, and I thought, the mother has to die. But no, I loved the mother.
Abduct the daughter.
Abduct her, yes! Would you help with that? No, it's not what I want.
You changed, my son.
I do change, hourly. The surface of my mind is like the boiling tar vat. God knows what may bubble from the bottom, tar in the eye. I think I must adore this child, Clarissa. I think this is religion. What else is it? Do you recognize religion? My considerateness, my solicitude. What else is it?
I want to show you cruelty.
Yes,
I want to teach you indifference.
yes.
Because you are in danger
Am I? Yes, I am.
from your own brilliance.
Yes! Hold my hand.
Look, the jail is full, which is excellent.
Excellent. Why excellent?
If some are to be free, others must be unfree, or they could not know freedom.
Don't turn out the light.
We long for the light.
How else can we lodge in your memory?
Are they guilty or innocent?
They're all guilty of something, even if it is not the cause of their punishment.
But so are we all.
That's perfectly true, but it alters nothing.
Lear! 10 years since your last intrusion.
You are now being priest.
Yes, how ugly you are. I may have changed, but you have not. My brother could not bear your ugliness.
The suffering are the least objective. They are swamped in sentiment as they are by sewage. They think if only others knew our pain, they would cry out, end it. But not so. First error of the conscience ridden.
But isn't this injustice?
Injustice, yes.
That is the word for it.
Remember the word when you go into the light. Inscribe it on your life.
We can go to dinner now. We eat, we drink, we lie on clean mattresses.
No! No, that is unthinkable!
Think it, you must think it. Boy, you must think and swallow it.
Can't eat!
Must hold these in your head and still pick up the crystal glasses.
Lear! Soon!
Lear!
Soon.
The king dies!
You see? They're inextinguishable.
Loving you just the same. Loving you undiminished.
Yeah. What's it like? What's it like?
The poor are not the same as the rich. The poor have got no money. That's an untruth. The truth is, they are not the same as the rich. Having no money, they became different. The innocent are the same as the guilty. They were merely looking the other way. Untrue, another untruth. The innocent exerted themselves to be innocent. Difficult. Difficult. Is there a war on? I know nothing. I'm told nothing. On the other hand, I don't inquire. Take me. It's unnecessary. I know the details, the causes, and so on. And stabbing you can teach me on the way. Do you know who I am?
Prince Lear.
Me, yes. Soon to be, imminently, your master. What war is this? My father takes a long time dying. Are you making for the frontiers? Defend them with your life! No. Run away if you want to. I permit it. There. Permission. Fleeing license. I talk gibberish because I'm not the monarch. Come monarchy, all statements I recant. All oaths in the bin. He's dying, but so slowly. So labored his departure. It is miserable to watch. Don't go! I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, fuck this for an heir apparent.
Your father is sinking.
Sinking? Still? How father can he sink?
I inform you merely.
I think you should enjoy me. I think you should luxuriate in my infantilism, which undoubtedly must have its rim, the comic preface to unmitigated cruelty. The heads will make a pyramid to the stars. Listen, I'm crazy for a skinny girl and infatuated with her mother. Yes, I respect that. Yes. I wish I had a brother. Listen, I am playing tennis. Do not attempt to dissuade me because youth needs exercise that must be flexed about the muscles. And I have sat about so long. Don't bring him in! I can't! My sense is, I will not do this job well. Is that your sense? Redford.
Gone again.
The first thing is, I go to bed early. Please make a note of that. And second...
You should not do that. Whatever the feeling, you should not do that, because in governors, extremes of emotion are not liked. Anyway, I think you are pretending. There it goes.
Bury him. I won't attend.
I was your father's minister.
I know the face.
And gave 10 years of good advice.
Excellent. And yet he died.
All on finance, planning, and policy toward the rival states.
We still exist. So excellent.
I had particular regard to the harvest, which in all my years were poor, and yet there was no famine.
I think that...
And land reform was something of a specialty. The draining of the marsh beyond the river yielded 50,000 acres. Here I propose a settlement for landless peasants.
I think...
You ask me how this can be managed. Treaties of friendship with the Irish and the Cornish would reduce the need for soldiers, which would release the necessary labor and save the expense of weapons. Furthermore,
I
have
think
prepared the detailed plans of the 10 years hence, which I should like to show you, but in the meantime, this is a summary.
you are so good at things. nothing but make ridicule of women. Their fat arses and so on. So they have fat arses.
Yes, I was never greatly amused by that.
You do it.
Do?
Why not? Bring to it the same invention that you would bring to drainage or economy, and give those to your successor. Oh, but this is promotion! You will, in this function, be unconstrained by duty or conscience or whatever it is that drives you to make such squiggles on the paper.
My skills are all in government.
No, that's false modesty and impossible to credit. Careful, and be funny. Men hate me.
No.
Hate me, yes.
No, just bury your father.
No.
Think of the people. The people will deduce.
I decline, and all deductions pox. Listen, I think I am alive for one reason, and that is you. But listen again. The you must be as I create her. The you gives no advice. That comes by volume from old men and clerks. Oh, kiss me. Oh, hot and thick skirts, hide me. Woolens, linens, silks, hide me. The odor of deep cloths and waterfalls of shift. Do you have a center? Hide a mad child there.
My jeans, my rare thing. Do not die.
Won't die.
My magician, my liar. Don't be murdered.
Won't be.
Promise.
Can't. Nothing will I promise, and never anything on oath. Why call me a liar?
Today. I must long to be lied to.
Yes, that might also be a sign of love. Go now. I must fuck your daughter. I must, and someone will. It must be better it were me.
That would so injure me.
I'd best not tell you then.
Your feeling for my daughter can be explained. Can only be explained by my daughter being...
Your daughter, yes, I dare say.
So in one respect at least, it's profoundly tied to me. And yet another manifestation of our intimacy. Couldn't that be said?
It could be said.
It could be. Yes, I see your point.
My point? But you made it. Oh, kindness. Oh, decency.
Lear. May we address you? Lear.
Lear, the testament of the torturers and the victims.
Our strange collaboration. First, the terrible discovery.
When one lie fails,
We are irresistibly attracted to its opposite.
I was born ancient and must discover infancy. I was born wise and must find ignorance, or I will suffer.
I think you want me to admire you. In many ways, I doubt it would be a compliment if I praised things merely to please you. That would not be friendship, would it? Don't you agree? So I will say, as best I can, what's true. You say what's true. You do that all the time, but where does that get us? Not very far, I think. I am glad to be invited to your house, but also wonder why. I am not very fascinating. I am 16. How could I be fascinating?
Well, it's... Well, well, now you... Speechless! Do sit and feel the absolute and uncommon pleasure of knowing nothing secret exists between us.
I do feel that.
You do? Excellent! Commonly, I find, alone with a woman, so much unsaid, much speaking, but so much inarticulated. Now, with you...
I say whatever comes into my head.
Excellent! This is an Irish fruit. Don't you feel a long way from me? Not a very sweet fruit, but should all I don't see why. I can hardly see you. Don't you love tablecloths? This one is Dutch and took the woman 80 weeks to manufacture. Am I boring you? When my father died, he left 3 tons of linen. I do not exaggerate. Give her some wine.
No alcohol.
Of course, no alcohol. This is a Scottish thing. No grape has been within a mile of it. Why no alcohol? It is not prohibited.
I like to be myself.
Well, she is the one I invited. Isn't this pleasant? And you are excellent company.
That can't be true.
It is true.
It can't be true. I've said nothing, and now I feel foolish. Please don't lie, even for kindness. Where is the virtue in it?
Do you like this room? It was decorated by Persian gardeners.
Oh.
It was. It was. I love to see you laugh. I love your teeth, which are not even, but who likes even teeth? My father brought them here to plant the Oriental garden.
This is fatuous.
They were surplus to requirements.
You do not want to lunch with me.
No.
It's something else you want. And
Yes, and conversation is a screen, a futile screen in your case, since you were
You're
so...
going to flatter me, and I hate it.
I was. All part of my conspiracy to...
If you love me, say so. Or, what do you want to do? Undress me? I find this difficult, but however difficult, it is vastly preferable to lies, fruitcake, tablecloths, and so on. What do you want to do? Handle me down below? There. I said I would respect you if you simply told me what it is you want. Now I am blushing, but that is preferable to... Oh, I'm vilely uncomfortable, and I have homework to do.
We are the children of the Union. Oh, Father, oh, Mother, spare us the sights and sounds of struggle.
I want to see you naked.
Oh, Father, this is the spectacle that brought you daughters. Do you not know even a look has consequences?
I think that's probably the first honest thing you've said to me. I think we can be friends, if you are honest. It isn't difficult, is it? Honesty? But of course, you can't see me because a look would only...
Only a look.
Would only lead...
Give him a look.
And that would hardly be the end of it, so...
We want to be born. We want to be born.
I must see you, and the door is locked.
We are going to be born. We are going to be born. Insist on it.
Is that expression meant to frighten me? It really is a rather silly face, and... I want to go home now.
Impossible.
I said...
And I deny!
Then you are an idiot! Nakedness can be so cold, can be so granite. Do you want granite? Here's granite! You foolish man! What use is it unless I want, unless I feel? Dead iron on a mountain. Give me the key now, Lear.
It's not locked. We must be married. It's obvious to me. The pain and the grinding and the punishment. Clarissa.
Humor is the breaking of impertinence upon catastrophe.
Burn the villages!
Why, academic? It was made that way.
And all the infants massacre!
I bring to foolishness the erudition of a scholar, which is an obstacle, I admit.
Hang all the citizens! Are the prisoners dead yet?
There were no prisoners, sire.
But he is tolerant. I've yet to make him laugh.
I love to kill. Throat high in killing.
Brandy over here.
Who panicked then? Who fled?
We did.
No, surely. We haven't passed this way before.
We fled wrongly.
The army fled in one direction, and we fled in the other. They fled home, and we fled...
Deeper still into enemy territory. Humor. Humor is a condolence of impotence.
My academic? I don't
Forner.
Yeah.
Call him anyway.
Jack? No Jack.
Extinguish all lamps! Is no one listening?
Those are the lamps of the enemy. They are seeking us to kill.
Understandable. We have burned their country, but let me talk to them. I don't see grounds for malice.
We have spoiled their peace and happiness.
Admittedly, but someone would have done so.
Oh.
So many buildings, such fertile crops. Jealousy alone ensured someone would have put them to the torch. Let me talk to them.
I won't stop you.
I'll say, Lears' army was no more than fate, no more than hurricane.
Yes, try saying that.
And therefore, temper is as appropriate as bawling at the weather, and vengeance as absurd as stabbing wind.
Do try that argument.
As for the dead, they would have died in any case, complaining, sick, and senile, which is a burden on the state.
They're over there.
Majesty, stay. They'll miss us if we don't accost them. They'll pass us by.
Stay, and pray to wisdom in a letter. You see, I think your truth will numb them. As if when standing too close to a bell, its boom is staggering. And then they might misuse you. But from a distance, in the quiet of contemplation, the bell is music. Write it in a letter, and then your truth might have a chance.
Yes, that's good. Ah! I saw so many corpses.
Yes.
I saw so many eyes.
Yes.
Eyes wriggled. Eyes hopped. Bang! And out came eyes.
They do.
Clang goes the club.
Out come the eyes.
Thank you for your patience. It is obvious I am not yet in all departments fit to govern. I say demonstrably I am not, and this disaster is the proof. I say you will be well within your rights to put your daggers to my throat and end it, all of you, now. Not legitimate, but right. Rush me if you will, and quickly. I won't lift a finger. Leave me tongue stiff in the dark. Who'd stoop to call it murder? I wish I had a brother. His body lay in Asia. What a clown! Stabbed by his lieutenants in the Caucasus. This monarch little known. But Lear now has this thing in his heart, which no successor owns. A treasure, an ingot, hard beneath the bone. Error. Oh, the heat of error and its light. Come warm yourself at error. Who else has this? All this dead, and all these eyes are waste if I'm not used for further government. I'm grown. Of course, this argument is difficult when you're knee-deep in clot and vein.
Lear is shit. Lear is vomit.
Yes.
Oh, my dead love's out there.
Yes.
My better than any woman things. My lovelier than cunt brigades. All flat. All pull.
Yes.
I should kill you now. And scraping home in rags from 15 months of vagrancy, say, honor me, for I struck down the thing that piped us into swamping death. You chose this ground!
Yes. But that was another Lear. Already I don't know him. He also lies among the reeds.
Shoot him now! I have the policies. I have the plans of reconstruction. Shoot him now! New currency, new industry, clothes for the starving, dinner for the naked. Shoot him then! Oh, I predicted marginal increase of taxes for the silent buses. I have the documents. Why don't you shoot?
Light!
Death will either occur, or if not, I shall be better for having been exposed to it. In any event, it can't be meaningless.
second?
Who came here by a different route and found a swamp of corpses, all our color. Through these we searched for Lears.
I was not dead!
This army will cover your withdrawal.
Withdrawal? But we had new troops!
Withdrawal, yes!
Who says withdrawal? Who?
The enemy is also tired and will let us out of the country, which this time we should not burn, but tread with exaggerated care. Like men, once drunk, but in the morning rather shamefaced, replace the broken fence posts in the gardens.
We'll wash if you have the patience. And when you say so, march.
Kent likes me. He says I have kind eyes. And when I said destroy me, he hung back.
And me, I had said things so ridiculous, it made execution improbable, improbable. What more can you hope for?
Hold me. I'm real. I do exist, don't I? Hold me. I have not forgotten you. I have you very much in mind. Time to unlock the jail. Or maybe not.
I came for you.
It is not the circumstance. It is the exposure. It is not the subject. It is the experience which...
I'm here.
I mean... Oh, let me think. Oh, let me... Disaster was not the failure, but the purpose of the war.
It's hard to be a fool with this monarch. I meet many fools now, and they say the job is not what it was. What was it then? I say, I am not a trained fool. I am a novice. They tell me you could do well at one time, saying out loud the first thing that came to your mind. Any shit, any trivia. But now you see, there's no future in that one. Take me home, miss. I have a longing to sit in a garden.
You are going to criticize me.
Who else will, if I don't? I must, Lear. I must, because to swallow criticism in the interest of false harmony would be false.
False?
It is my nature and impossible to change.
Oh, look! Your need! Through all the filth of campaign. Need! I was ready to die. No, more than ready. Yearning to die. And that need reminds me the momentous loss. I dare not touch it. How I want to, but I won't. I'll torture my already flogged imagination. Fingers, wait! I won't say I've missed your sex exactly. It was stiff and it was board on sand, if I remember. Us. A strange collision. Grit, not fluid. Glass, not dew. What I thought. Again and again. I want what we do not. I want what we cannot. The possibility of you. More than the plunging pleasures I have on occasions, needless to relate, indulged elsewhere. Let me touch.
You must be sensible and hear advice. You must regard the judgment of others as equal to your own. I think if this is to be a happy kingdom, you must study good, which isn't difficult, and do it. I will help you. I will criticize you. I will say when you are childish or petulant, and you must try to overcome the flaws in what is otherwise, I'm sure, a decent character. You are often amusing, which is surely a sign of goodness.
How far I've come. They say 3,000 miles of marching, and the villages all roofless where we trod. I am no longer what I was. But you, equally traveled, are more yourself than ever.
What was good in me, through seeing, is now more good. What was less good, there is less of.
And what is this good? And is your mother?
Yes, she's well.
Clarissa, if I am a child, it is because a child must know. Its ravings are the protests of the uninstructed. It thinks the sky is a false barrier, and the floor a pretense. It weighs less, year by year, as all the barriers are demonstrated to be real and insurmountable. I am still in my pen, and so I squeal. But thank you. And now I must see you undressed. Look at your taut belly and think, childlike, it must be a fruit and a squirming animal both.
I am a queen, and you are peasants. There is the first thing. I am not like you and cannot call you brothers. So you know me as I am, and never falsely. Second is, when we are at home, nothing will reward you but home itself, and that may be poor recompense, or even brutal. The third thing is, many will die on the return, as many died in coming. These will have no monument. Lastly, I am pregnant with the king's child. I hide nothing from you, not even the fact that I shall eat better and sleep warmer than you on these freezing nights. When you see my campfire burning, you will say, she burns the last wood for herself. I am the queen, and that is so.
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray! How well she speaks, and I said such dishonest things. How well she stands, and I was all gesture and false movements. My friends, I said, my darlings, my brothers, and such bollockry. No, she is exemplary, she is, and I should commit suicide.
Never.
I should, and she should govern. What's wrong with suicide? More should contemplate it.
You are a great king.
Be careful. Such hyperbole leads to further horror.
A great king. She is shallow.
She lacked the benefit of your teaching, which only threw my mind into worse chaos. My head's a sack of clocks, all keeping different hours. Sack of clocks! I blame you for this. Love and blame you. Look at her. She sees through me.
She sees nothing.
She sees my incurable sophistication. I'll speak, shall I? Or not? I thought you exemplary for brevity. No need, I think.
Lears, don't go.
Save you, Lear.
We crossed thousands of miles of desert and drank foul water.
I burned the houses. I poisoned the wells.
Guts roared like the drainage of the dungeons, and some were sliced by tribesmen.
Horrible slice.
Was going to say, but won't now. Was going to exaggerate, but not now. Had planned such a speech, but now won't give it. Plaster you with gratitude and effusiveness, but who requires it? Or do you? When I see a crowd, I think, oh, horror. They expect finality, which you don't, surely. Gray eyes, bloody paws, and stitched together. Grown out of futile compliments, surely. Or not. Don't want my wet-eyed exhortations, surely. Want my tiny thanks, great murderers? I certainly am the cleverest king that ever lived, and this cleverness I wish I had not, I promise you. But there it is. As some have moles or a sixth finger, I have appalling sight, so you must be patient. Say what you want, and I'll say it. Who said you could be dismissed?
Pray this, Lear.
I pat the dog for bringing me my slipper, and hounds who fetch dead birds. Pat, pat.
Oh, for us, you'd be a skin in the enemy's museum.
Ask more of me than thanks. That's easy to give, and since I don't love life...
Oh, you don't love life. He don't love life. My friends have things stuck in their eyeballs, and he says he don't love life.
Thank them in any words. Thank them.
I called you burning schools, and I'm one-eyed for him, and he says he does not love his life?
Quickly satisfy them.
I merely meant my nature is too philosophical for...
Very lovely friends and foes alike, and this one says he don't love life.
If you hate me, fight me.
Oh, no, he's 10 times.
Then at least I can be pure in my language, which is the heart of me.
He knows nothing of killing.
Does he make wars?
My husband is a child. Tell me if he lives. I refuse to watch.
First, I held my ground. And then, I ran in circles. I thought I must resort to stratagems. I thought this morally dubious, and yet was not all likewise dubious. For some seconds, I was paralyzed by the futility of the ambition to continue to exist. And then...
The condolences of history. A belief, the holding of which one day appears sheer mischief, the eccentricity on another shimmers with, wings with the light of perfect truth. Oh, no! An individual mocked for his misfortune acquires through patience the attributes of holiness, notwithstanding he hates men. Your enemy, however great his suffering or justified in his revenge, will spoil his victory by excess. The oppressor will be pitied too. It's a matter of sitting around. Kill him! Come! String his body to the trees! I have a program! Bury Lear and all his memory!
My son. Oh, my son. My one son.
Oh, awful face. How fate has made a fool of you. Ridiculous journey of a simple man. I want to be good. Get up. I want to be good.
Now we have the child, I think. Now you are soon to be a father, it must be time. Suppose he killed you.
You're right. Everything you say is true. Such a clear mind you have. What I wouldn't give for it.
You congratulate me all the time.
Do I?
And persist with your
Yes, I do.
So why admire? What's admiration without imitation?
What is it? Yes, that's indisputable.
I believe you have a good character, but something is obscuring it. Now call your armorer. We must set off.
How did you win?
I appealed to everything that was good in him,
Excellent.
which weakened him,
It does.
which made him anybody's fool. If we are to be friends, you must be intimate with me. By this I mean, keep nothing back. Even offensive things you must articulate, because secrets are the rot of friendship, aren't they? Don't you find? And I will burden you with mine. That is the price of love. It shoulders all else out the road. It is selfish. It is petulant. It rubs the lovers raw. Do you agree?
Yes.
You are so like me. How you love to care for me. So beautiful the way you wear that helmet. I think of you a lot. I say a lot. But what's a lot? Always I think of you. What's your name?
Gerry.
Oh, I don't like that. Of all the names you might have had, I like that least. But I must make myself. No, we cannot turn the world over. We must love it as it is. The helm now.
I found 4 candlesticks in a burning church. But we must lose it. How else do we assuage our impotence? And I'm a bishop. Why need candlesticks?
You want to be the last? But I am. They say sacrifice is worthless if the object of the sacrifice is itself unworthy. But they who say that don't understand sacrifice.
I wanted my daughter back. Oh, my little daughter. I wanted my daughter dead. Oh, my excellent daughter. I wanted none of them back. Oh, my perfect solitude. I don't know why I like the law so much. I think because it's volumes. I think because it's eternal and absolutely 500 volumes. There, pain can be asphyxiated. A man can lose his hand for theft on Tuesday, but not on Saturday. Don't think that's ridiculous. On Tuesday, he has had time to weigh alternatives, but by Saturday, his morality is tired. You're not dead, then. To be honest, I would not care if you, she too, alive. If you were 3 bones of Asia. And I like libraries. They contain on average 1 truthful book. Finding it, that's the nightmare. And truth's the thing you can grow out of.
Any other men?
My health has been good. Every day I walk and eating simple food, which is in any case the easiest to find. The shortages have been most exasperating to a scholar, but...
Any other men?
And I plant roses, only white. My little garden has a dozen whites, all white, and yet...
No others, then.
Take off your shirt, obsessionist. I knew this would be the style of your return, the banners dragging in the dust, the shuffling feet of the humiliated, and your grin.
I burned 5 towns. I poisoned all their rivers and dragged plows through their palaces.
Oh, dear. I thrive on your insanity.
Tell me I can do no wrong.
All wrongs are right with you.
Tell me my excellence.
All you are is excellence.
My sin, even?
Even that is grace.
Oh.
My birth was far from easy. My child comes. I was reluctant. No, that's a mistake. I was repentant, even deathful. I ripped my heat in her belly and
I hate this! I hate this!
Turn her on her side
and yet it will occur to me no matter what.
You are so
delirious? Of course I am. Have him if you want to, naked and... That is a terrible accusation, Mother, and I uttered it, yes. Crossing the desert once, I felt so clearly, no one will ever love me.
That's silly.
No, don't pity me. I don't mean I wept. I was not desolated. I felt a quality in me forbids it. A good quality, perhaps.
I want to hold you, and yet I can't.
That's funny.
Yes. Believe me when I say I want to hold you.
Yes, but it makes no sense. I should rest now. Perhaps when I wake I won't suffer this oppression.
I also want a child. Are you asleep? I also want a child.
Politicians
Their grins and handshakes we despise.
And the freedom fighters.
Their clenched fists which don't unclench.
Look out, freedom's fist in your eyes.
Lears! Our calls must reach your bedroom.
On still nights when you sleep alone.
The lock's locked.
And the shutter's tight.
The moon is walking in the garden.
And we say,
Here's thinking of a rainy night.
Lears. Is this with God's permission? Or is it against God?
he gave us word, he gave us paper, and he gave us curiosity.
But not wings.
Not wings, no.
He did not intend us to be birds, or else we should be thick with feathers. But does he resent us becoming birds? That is the question.
He is eager for us to be so, but he requires that we ourselves furnish the means. He says, I give you intelligence, employ it therefore. He says, I will provide the means, I will provide, the will you must discover.
I have the will.
He says the earth is a most imperfect place, go forth and tidy it.
Yes!
No, after all, did he not have a mere 7 days to make it?
No time at all.
He knew even the infant would place his finger in the caterpillar's path. Why? To observe how it altered its behavior. So every man inflicts himself on his terrain. The horse is placed in shafts, the peasant turns the water's course to his advantage, and even in the death cell, the prisoner tutors the mouse. God smiles on this. God claps.
Busted.
Correct its faults, then make the full-size version. I'll fly myself. Here's peace. Here's goodness, surely. Here's truth without contradiction.
You're hurting me. Yes.
I do so hate to see you sometimes. Always brave, always responsible. I never had an uncle, but you must be what uncles look like. I never had a friend, but you must be what friends aspire to.
Everything is neglected.
Yes.
To take a single example, the roads are pits.
The people move too much.
I beg you
Look
to
at
be.
all these accidents.
I beg you to be more reasonable.
People must keep still. What connection is there between movement and knowledge? None, I promise you. Anything else?
The river burst its banks.
It's the rain that does it.
Obviously, but
If we control the river, we shall control the lake. If we control the lake, we shall control the weather. If we control the weather, we shall abolish rain. For no one likes to get his head wet. Then we shall starve. No, it's better we endure floods.
the castle's on a hill.
It's much closer to the lightning.
Oh, these unnecessary debts.
Unnecessary debts? And what is unnecessary one?
You irritate my loyalty with such
And you
functions.
my patience with inanity! No. We must be friends, mustn't we? If friends we are. I think in your case, Lear, there's no fitting the hand of intelligence into the glove of government.
None. And I gave you the chance to kill me in the desert. They say you are a nice man, but wouldn't a nice man kill me in order to be nice to others? Hey, two of my happy subjects. What, brothers? No clinic? No warm house? No hot dinner? There's the man. Protest! He says you should not die unnecessarily. I feel you ought to live to 90, but no, that's unjust. 700 would be better. Ugh, that sword is vile. You have the sword, and I have the coin. I give you the coin, and you still have the sword.
I'll give you the sword with pleasure.
Do you believe in anything?
Yes, tomorrow.
Is that so? I fear tomorrow. I fear that tomorrow I may doubt the few things I succeeded in believing in today. Don't go! I'm the monarch. I do think it's funny that you and I have nothing in common, less even than a cow and a crow, or a worm and a horse, less than them even.
Well, they share the field at least.
They share the field, yes. Don't go! I'll stab you!
I starve to death if I have to stay and listen to your logic.
I need it. As you need bread, I need it.
At least give us another coin.
I'm sure we must have one thing in common, don't we? One thing?
My shit!
Well, yes, there's a beginning.
And piss!
There's another, but don't be coarse. I'll have your tongue out. This is a polite society.
Oh, I was born and I must die.
The first, yes. The second, we don't know yet.
Must die, obviously.
What's obvious about it? All we know is that all others die. From this, it cannot be deduced that we also shall. Perhaps you are immortal. It would be like immortality to bestow itself on something so grotesque and unbenign as you. Don't ring the bell, I'm talking! How greedy you are. I have already given you more than you could hope to beg in 7 days, and far from creating in you a sense of gratitude, you are wringing now from pure avarice.
Oh, I can't handle this. Here, take it. Can I go now? Monarch.
A duke has died without an heir in some place known as Gloucester.
A tramp there.
Good. You are his successor.
What's this, torture?
You think you are the only one who's tortured? Not her.
What, a tramp with her 11 years?
This is a journey you must make alone.
But she has no tongue, and...
Let no one say I hide things from myself.
Lear.
Let no one say I do not see all sides of the argument.
Lear.
All consequences and connections.
Lear.
Ramifications and...
Lear.
I had not forgotten you. One whim could liberate you. So small an action on my part, and yet... For this, 100 children starved. For this, 4,000 went without arithmetic, and groves of soft fruit perished.
The wings will rotate at 7 revolutions to the minute, the mean average of the herring gull. The thickness of the air will cause the craft to float as boats do upon water, and possibly you may effect a landing upon the clouds, the upper sides of which, it is believed by us, contain estates of large cultivation.
My body is a better medium to move in. Did I not pray gates one night. There was flight if ever flight was.
Bring me something.
Have I no power over you?
Something big and heavy.
I shan't plead. I shan't wheedle. If you fall dying to the ground, I'll put up my skirts and piss your face with anger. Do you hear me? Do take the goggles off, you look an idiot. But I'm the only one who will tell you. It takes love to properly humiliate. Die for all I care, but not absurdly, please. It mocks me also.
Don't fly.
He flies because he hates us.
Be quiet. I want the present. Don't fly.
If I discover paradise, I won't come back. At least, not until I discover paradise is wanting. Kiss me, all those who loved me, and the rest pretend. Clarissa, always you make me feel ashamed. And to escape shame, I try to rise above it.
So go and hurry.
On Thursday, I was a beggar. On Friday, I fucked rich women. That's a joke, surely. Oh, don't tell the other tramps. Do you have a lover?
I am ready.
Excellent. And you?
Island army into Asia.
I saw them. They were on the bridge, and I was underneath it.
Island army into Asia.
Well, so you said. I'd love to see your belly.
For this.
And the king became a bird. Have you heard this one? The king stuck feathers on himself, and the queen said, "Oh, I so hate comedy. It makes men cruel."
Dear wish to fly and could not. I wish to be happy and cannot. Always less, less always. In lessness we must discover plenitude. Less always, always less.
It's weight.
It's not weight, it's purpose.
The king, though much reduced by fasting, also reduced his energy, thereby demolishing the ratio of power to wing area. The necessary combination to be
My voice is right.
Here, accept the sign.
You're light, aren't you?
Accept the sign. That is also a proof of wisdom.
Silence!
Although we'll be late for dinner.
We'll keep some back.
drummer.
Oh, you are intolerable to a kind mind.
And you are a guillotine on lips or fingers. Steel mouth and steel body.
Ready? One.
Oh, who loves kings? Oh, who loves thrones? Somebody must. Kneel before his severed head. It was so full of passion once. The temper of the underdog has its own beauty, but so has the firing squad.
If ever there was need for humor, now is. At certain times, only an idiot can find the word. So, for example, at Golgotha there was an idiot, and this idiot danced under Christ's cross. Lear has killed his one loved boy. There is a cause of our discontent. Accuse him. Overthrow.
He did not love me. But when I instructed him, he repeated the words. What more can you ask?
Let's adjourn to a silent room and find an old woman to dance naked.
Why?
Roll a skiff up to the
departure of the rudder seems...
His lost years are nothing. But could he make his own death, or did you deprive him?
It is the story of our progress. Grief and after grief design. The graveyard and the drawing board.
Yes, but we must live our own deaths and not be cheated. Lock this criminal away and keep him pencilless, for if he has a pencil, he will invent. And no twigs either, or he'll make charcoal. It is a disease, this rabid invention. You shuffle, which is a mute criticism of instruction.
Perhaps you know things which a simple man like me
Come,
doesn't.
come, you, simple.
A man of rather plain intelligence.
You, plain, never. Why this incessant apology? You bolt apology to yourself like armor. And you loved my wife.
Make love to me, you wretched, lonely man.
Tuck up your skirt for Gloucester. He has more appetite.
Have you no love for me? I am so glad you are not dead.
It's shallow.
Let it be shallow. So glad.
It was a lake, and now it is a pool. Soon it will be a puddle, and the sun will boil it to a dark stain on the pavement.
I have been too loyal.
Who knows?
I have made myself a casual possession.
Who knows? And once I lay all night on a roof to watch you dressing.
I have no dignity. Come with me. I have no pride.
And that's a freedom. I am waiting to be killed. And no one does it.
How excellent. How excellent. To know you caused offense. How painful to be just the victim of an accident.
A piece of historic inconsequence.
How good to be an executioner. That is also a skill.
How good to be an executioner.
He walks home with a civic sense.
I have these feet, and salt relieves them. Sometimes the feet are twice the size. Pity me. I do. The sea. Sometimes it kills, sometimes it cures. Pity me. I haven't long to live.
Nobody likes you.
It's true. I always seem to be thinking something else. Behind good morning, even. There is an altogether different sentiment. No one likes this, naturally.
They say you spoiled the king.
Yes, and what are you? The vessel of opinion, or do you have a... Oh, you have a knife. He has a knife. Fancy. Fancy. He has a knife. And look at me. Too far from anyone. Oh, I have chosen a silly time to beg. No? What is your view? Or are you just a vessel of opinion? Chuck us a towel.
Unnecessary.
What, the towel?
Unnecessary, yes.
Oh dear, never to have dry feet again. This is the last time I shall get near a vessel of opinion. Who are you doing this for? Everybody? I do love that. You are smothering your personal dislike of violence in the interests of the community. I do love that. Give us a towel.
No towel.
Time to get rid of the bishop. Ask Kenna.
I think so, yes.
Only me. Relax, you other criminals. Only me.
Hello, hello, hello.
Go away, your mother wants you.
Hello, hello, hello.
Come here, dearies.
You loathsome man.
Yes, but I must be consistent.
What are you doing here?
Not a lot.
Don't go to the beach, do you?
No, this is my final visit.
Maybe it says steer clear of you.
Difficult up to now, but from tomorrow, easy. That's enough. Wait, this man is out to murder me.
Swim them that way.
How loathsome to drape yourself in children.
Yes, how loathsome. I appear to want to live. I appear to be prepared to annex anything to hand to perpetuate my miserable life. How loathsome. I really need examining.
Swim for a day and you get to an island.
I haven't a day, unfortunately.
Oh, you nauseous and vile man.
Vile thing I am. Vile bag of wicked thoughts and physical corruption. I am so ashamed.
If I doubted the rightness of this murder, this action must confirm it.
Hilarious. Your logic? Hilarious.
You killed me by mistake.
Well, yes, I think he will. He's a man of real conviction. Oh,
Mommy!
how magnificent the gestures of the bath. I did that not out of love of infants who are nothing, but because I think one day she will hunt me.
I never thought I would give thanks for a murder. I must not hide behind the fiction that all life is good. How simple that would be. How simple and intransigent. Such absolute moralities are frequently the refuge of misanthropy.
Any thought Lear produced, this man legitimized.
We must protect the weak against the cunning.
Yes.
Mommy!
Oh, Ken, you excellent and perfectly servile mind.
The tide.
Even your worst enemy you buried.
How swift this tide is.
Your mother taught you manners and you can't forget.
Your father said to tell the truth and open doors for wisdom.
Hey, he floats. His corpse is a balloon of gases. God help me. I'm on a rock. Fucking rock. No, nobody.
There's me.
No sticks to burn. No fruit to eat. Oi! I railed. Oi! I railed and then sat. For standing was pointless. And then lay. For sitting was pointless. Clarissa, if 3 matrons stood between you and my cock, I would savage them. Anybody listening? Clarissa, I would bend you over my knee and stare into your cavity. Anybody listening?
Son, hear me.
I would walk over the mouths of the world's poor to grasp you by the
Salt water, obviously.
Get back! Get back! I pushed it away. Back it came on every tide. My superior in perception.
permission and more permission. For what? What's permission when imagination is dead? Are you asleep? I bring petitions from the inventor, asking for a sentence to be halved, and the rest are from the inveterately cruel. They give them to me because Kent is missing. By the time I get to the top of the stairs, I'm carrying my own weight in paper. Why didn't you give them bread? I don't understand it. There's enough bread. You take the loaf, you go, 2 people are fed. You take 2 halves, you go, 4 people are fed. I really do not understand it.
Weren't you the minister under the old king?
Me?
Yes, horribly, wasn't it?
I don't think so. Or was I? Yes, but briefly. What's that? You're assassins, I presume. There he sits! Eliminate the bloody oppressor of widows and orphans! Strike it!
Oh, Dad! Our hearts ache for you! Such trickery to reach our father, so immured is he in his tower. But love will always find a way. Love does! Love will! Love always! Why is our mother's mother here? We reach our non-existent dad, and why is our mother's mother here? We were going to sing you a song! We learned a song! Now we do have to sing. Do you admire us? We're women of exceptional initiative, you must admit. We're giggling! We're frothing! How clever to get past the guards! Do we embarrass you, pair of idiots? I passed my exam! And I learned archery! And I can swim the rivers both ways! Boys, we hate! But horses do. We're giggling! We're frothing! We're embarrassing! Oh, how warm your hands are, like love garments. And the smell.
Every moment I yielded up to love was lost to my own struggle.
What struggle? Look, his feet point inwards.
Every excellence of intimacy broke the thin wire of my concentration.
Yes.
I wish to be a saint, and all your charm and love and small round voices washed like a babbling stream the mortar from the joints of my great arch. I want to be a saint, and more so than a father.
Yes, yes, and that is why we love you. We said that together. Do ignore us if you wish, and that too. I encouraged him. In everything I encouraged him, because he is a great man.
She says so, but where's the evidence? She asserts it, but where's the proof? If he is great, then why are the poor poor? This tower is so tall, he can't hear their dying moans.
Yes, he is a perfect man, and you screech like a duck drowned by its companions. Why is our mother's mother here? She cleans, does she? She makes the beds?
Makes the beds untidy, yes, by maneuvering upon her arse. Don't punish, it's all in the past, as the killer said to the widow.
Why does the king like you?
Good question. He brought me up this tower and he gave me a spoon. That may be fondness, that may be not. If A is sent to jail and invites B to join him, is that friendship? Ponder, ponder. If B refuses, is that bad manners?
Leave us now. You're grown, that's obvious. Whether you're beautiful is for other men to judge, and whether you're intelligent is insignificant. For if you're not, others will be.
You once rendered me the length of the seashore. I've never forgotten that.
I loved you insanely. But in loving you insanely, I only loved myself.
Come out and cover the world! He had a teacher, but now he teaches himself. What is our mother's mother doing here?
For every child that dies, we fly a kite.
Lear! Are you not blind with kites?
For every suicide that leaps into a river, we fly a kite.
Lear! How dark your room must be.
I most tenderly wish to see you. I most anxiously wish to touch you. I from your enemies. I will not be dissuaded from you no matter what indifference you show. My bird is dead, but I have learned his patience. And if you hate my voice, it is no more than I hate it myself.
She most tenderly wishes to see you. She most anxiously wants to touch you. She married you. She saved you from your enemies. She will not be dismissed from you no matter what indifference you show. Her bird is dead, but she has learned its patience. And if you hate her voice, it is no more than she hates it herself. She most tenderly wishes to see you. She most anxiously wants to touch you. She married you. She saved you from your enemies. She will not be dismissed from you no matter what indifference you show. Her bird is dead, but she has learned his patience. And if you hate the sound of her voice, it is no more than she hates it herself.
Every day I'm here, and every day the message seems less true. But it is not less true merely from being repeated.
We saw him, and he is beautiful. He wears black.
Aged a little.
Considerably aged. Considerably aged, yes. But silent. Almost. Almost silent, yes. And there is a woman there who looks as if...
I go to the brothel. I don't expect to be happy there, but at least I'm able to suffocate the question of whether I'm happy or not.
What's it do up there?
When she comes down, my mother, hood her, and in the hood bring her to me. Do so if she cries or struggles, but hood her. I mean, however painful, do it.
What kind of grandmother was that? She never played with us. At that age, you surely should be nice.
I so hate lies, but look, the poor. I so hate subterfuge, but look, the destitute.
It's all right. I can walk. Oh, let me walk. Why drag me when I have legs? Legs, yes.
We see your legs.
And wonder.
Where have they been, those legs?
Where have they thrashed the sky, don't we? The pleasure it gives us to grab a lawyer. We were so abused by you in courts. You and your vocabulary. You and your wit.
You called us things, and it stuck like spit to our expressions.
Admit our pleasure. No human could deny it.
Do you know who I am?
Yes?
Do you realize the perilous position you have placed yourselves in?
We realize your legal language is quite dead.
Oh, immaculately exercised legs. Grandmother.
Oh, Mother, thank you for your years of love. I must leave you hooded, because if your eyes meet mine, no thing that is correct could be articulated.
Take it off.
Your eyes would make all crime like passing showers.
Remove it, then.
Precisely why I cannot, for the reasons I have just said.
Excellent reasons.
Are they, though?
Yes, it's truth which burns out argument.
I will not have you uncovered. All my life I have been dominated. Words, axes, looks, clubs. Pity me, because this is so difficult.
I pity nobody.
Not even the poor.
Not even them.
You have been seized because... No, I seized you. I did. Because things can't go on.
They can if no one puts an end to them.
They can't go on.
No one has to act. This acting, this intervening, this putting stops to things. Who obliges you, Clarissa?
My conscience.
Put it to sleep then. Strike it with a shovel. Like a senile dog, one swift and clean blow kills it. I was spun by conscience like a top. And when it died, I came to life. The top ceased spinning. Look how you shiver. Look how manifestly you are inferior to me. Do I shiver? You are in the blindfold.
I think you lie in bed with my husband and... No. No. Do what you wish. Do what comes to you. But out there is all starvation and mismanagement, and you encourage him.
I could have read this diatribe off any wall.
Yes.
When a child dies, they fly a black rag.
Yes.
And for every suicide, a white.
You notice then.
You think the gravity could alter his pursuit. The sky could be thick in kites and the sun dead.
I think your passion, which was once magnificent perhaps, has gone misshapen with obsession, and your love has failed, for love must also be correction. Ha! Yes, love says, because I love you, I forbid you this or this. Ha! Ha, as much as you like. I'm not deterred. A proper love is a matter of fine balances.
Fine balances.
And equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
Yes, and how you hate those things. How you strangle the clean things in yourself.
This is clean. Shh. That's him. He calls me from the tower.
I think you are guilty of smothering yourself, which also is a murder.
He is a great man, and I gave him birth, more so than his mother.
How your reproaches twist my stomach and pulp my little heart.
Prudentia?
No love without criticism. And I must see you. I must not hide. How hard this is. But I can.
Oh.
Good.
She's evil if the word has meaning.
Oh, good. We do hate punishment, but some it must be said. Deserve. Oh, good. In this case, human dignity cries out for.
One of those rare moments when everyone must
Agree.
collectively, we must respond.
Mustn't we?
Hey!
Shh, I'm depressed.
Have you seen a woman?
I'm so depressed.
In a red skirt and...
I'm too depressed.
Hey, have you seen a woman?
What do you want a woman for?
I wonder because I no longer have her.
Would you have her?
No, your profundity. I am Lears. There is nothing you can tell me I did not already know at birth. She wore a red skirt.
I could have been a monarch. I was born in the wrong room, however.
I said none of your peasant wisdoms, you ambling and complacent, self-regard and parcel of banality. If she is dead, I also wish to die.
She is.
She is she?
The king's whore is dead.
The king's whore. Yes, that is the one I am referring to. The slag, the man-lover whose parted limbs are ridiculed in public places.
Yeah. What more can I say?
No more. Now murder me.
I would, except it's treason.
There's permission. Command, it says. And that's my signature.
I'd rather not.
It's your preference. Do it. Here's the knife.
Look, there's Jack over there.
Oh, Jack, you are the chosen.
There are more feeling than.
Liar! He says there are more women than one. Liar! There was only one. Thrash him for lying. Break him on some wheel for lying. I never lie. Every word I look at, both from the front and the back.
Oh, I go to the brothel. I say to the girl, act naturally. Act as if I'm repulsive. You repulsive, she says? Oh, you're such a bad interpreter of my needs, I say with an artificial grin. Well, you test you and resent your ignorance. If I wanted love, I'd find it.
I have been 6 years on a rock.
And I, 6 in a tower.
I thought of a woman. This kept me sane.
And I threw one. This maddened me.
Change my mind. I'll do this. The neighbors will congratulate me. Like all they'll say, it's a privilege to shake your bloody hat. Wash it never.
Too late.
No, surely. Oh.
Hey!
Things we quarreled over now seem the things we stabbed for suddenly aren't. The books we carried high are only fit for ours paper. The genius we thought had understood reality, his beard I wish, his tomb I could, the little man from China with the answers was a torture I never knew. I never knew. I never knew. Did you? And the poet in the tower, who we called a fucking snob, has relevance.
Nearly stupid, but not quite. I am shedding thought as a lout shakes skirt. Nearly fit to govern. I killed a man, and Kent's back.
Take that hand back. Mother.
I can't apologize for what was proper, or that's madness. But for pain, I share that. Dear friend, it must be you, and thinking as usual how excellent my nature is. At least you are not dead, and anything else is tolerable.
No one ever gave me a greater compliment.
No?
You are truth itself, and never need embellishment.
I bask in your respect, but please don't make my life more difficult.
How could I do that?
By showing kindness, which cracks my armor.
You need not wear armor.
No?
I was on a rock. I traveled to this rock on the corpse of a bad man. So there I was, a good man, saved by putrefaction. Every day he came back on every tide, viler, viler to behold. And then one day he did not.
He sank?
Inevitably, he sank. I entertained such thoughts of you, which if I described would make you shrink. These thoughts, though they were insane, kept me sane.
How? Love's kindness.
Love's not, and love never was. And if I'm vile, you also are responsible.
What?
Don't turn like that, you're hip.
What?
You're hip.
I cannot help my
Deception.
hip. And forgive me, I must have caused this. Or how could you be so bad? Your eyes are narrow with a cruelty that distorts your normally kind features, dear friend.
Oh words, kill words.
I spend whole days with Gloucester. He shows me the other kingdom. You think there is one kingdom only? Under the kingdom. The kingdom!
Take your wife and love her.
Why, don't you?
Yes!
Then she's overloved. Because you love her, and I am occasionally kind. Which is more than most get.
I love and suffer her.
Good! Now have a picnic on the hill. Take some poems and a rug.
You ought not to.
She reads classics. In translation, at least, the minor works.
Ought not to.
And sings a bit to the guitar, a sort of wail she learned in adolescent solitude.
Ought not to piss on innocence.
What word is that? I'm nearly stupid now. What is that?
Our picnic with our mom and dad.
Not me. I have a headache.
Oh, not another headache.
Yes.
Yes, we need some air.
Good, and take Kent.
I think it's better if we three.
Indeed, and take Kent.
The three of us merely.
In case of wolves.
Wolves?
Cats, then.
What cats?
Angry ones who once were petted. You know, or hawks with debts to settle. I hate to think of danger from the wild. Lear! Oh, Lear!
So many problems, but we have suffered beyond measure.
You say this often, as if pain had measure.
We harp on justice here.
Until the word eats tunnels through our brains.
The word's abolished then, since it grieves so many. It must be cut out of the dictionary. Scissors!
Oh, Lear.
You were so much kinder as a boy.
Yes, but he was so intelligent, that boy. And he knew philosophy.
What is philosophy unless it dissolves pain?
Surely, it is melancholy. Be assured I think of you often and need you. Oh, how I need you.
Execute me then.
We found these flowers. Leaving them with poems, we found you flowers.
Execute me then.
Execute you? Why is he so silly? Execute yourself.
When people loved me, and many have, I felt burdened. When they ceased to love me, I felt cold.
I can't talk of love because I know so little of it. So I'll talk of necessity instead. I had a bird once, but the bird died.
Let us eat! Hey! Let us eat! Gin!
Bastard.
Love!
Cordelia, she calls it.
Thank her. I have seen it say, and add, Lear was not more arbitrary than rain, or earthquakes, or weapons badly aimed. We crawl on the earth like worms. But she knows that. Leave the last line out.
The Emperor of endlessly expanding territory.
I greet my visitors in casual dress, which is a compliment given my inclination to be naked. I have no throne but this, and you must be happy with a stool. Or did you bring your own? They report you very wise, which I was as a child, and now am merely arbitrary. The difference is of no significance. The people will substantiate. What do you want?
There are not enough bodies in the world.
My wife sleeps with another man. I do not love my wife. What then is the cause of my anxiety? My wife will tell me everything because she cannot lie. Her inability to lie is agony to me. If she were a liar, I could tolerate her. I might love a liar. If she fought secretly in cellars with bald men, I'd applaud her. I cannot help the feeling. Her honesty is an attempt on my sanity. What do you mean, not enough bodies?
For the faith!
What faith?
There is only one faith. Are you not tired from walking in the dark?
Yes.
Are you not weary, knowing all you know is false?
Weary beyond imagination, yes.
And do you not ache for the solution?
The solution's death.
But after death?
Horribly!
get better.
They say you executed 700 in an afternoon. I don't criticize. They say you blind adulterers. I don't criticize.
Better, but still not good.
He talks of after death.
I come to you when, being the greatest power on earth, it was more fitting you should come to me. But I have no pride. I never conquer. I only deliver.
After death!
Our mother says the baby. Where is it?
This man says there are not enough bodies for the faith. This man has 7 million soldiers on the frontiers.
Cordelia, she says. Where is she?
7 million. Unafraid of death.
Stab him. Hang him up by his knees.
Children, aren't they miraculous? Do you have children? I thought of that.
He would look different naked. Where is the baby? Our mother says.
7 million? There is the enemy of the faith. There is cynicism and apostasy. This plan requires 5 years to change the kingdom from a lair of beasts to paradise. 5 years. I revise it frequently. These corrections are illegible. It's true. Oh, wrong. No, that's smudged. It says, I translate. Give a minute. That's the introduction. This page belongs there.
She does not put on lipstick, Clarissa, or any false thing.
Where is my baby?
We asked, and he...
Cordelia!
Do you do dinners? That is what is wanted here. I loved a woman. She made death possible, and yet to die would be to lose her. So she kept me living. Bring your armies, and I'll be burned, or skinned, or whatever it is you do. Gin! And she still lives! Oh, was that good? Was that a good thing? Hey?
Oh, our sister! Oh, our sister!
7 million daggers! 7 million knives!
See how terrible we find life? How it maddens us? Please don't offer us another.
I wanted to die. When you saved me, I was ready to die. The 3rd time you have saved me!
I think if he had drowned me, I would have forgiven him for it.
You are at an age where the agonized seem beautiful. Yet there are thousands who curse him every day.
I call them vermin for it.
I'm not trying to make you hate your father. Merely
I do think, when you speak, it is as if each word had weights attached to it which catch your teeth. You are utterly kind to me, but perhaps you harbor some sex thing for me. Is that right? I'm often wrong. I get that from my father, not from my mother, who is never wrong and can't be, it seems.
Children!
But if it is so, I wish you would admit it. A thought is better born than smothered. There now, I sound like her.
Nothing of the sort.
Children!
one place I can discover sanity.
Free them.
You have trespassed in my garden.
Garden? Free them, Lear. Free them.
Our suffering is over?
Our bodies return to us.
Do you remember how it felt to own your own body?
I said to the inmates of the jail, when I have done a crime sufficient to dwarf not only what you did, but what you had imagined, then daylight's yours. The jailed are only in the jail by being worse than their jailers. How else? Oh, who will correct me when my wife is gone?
I will. Let's go to the dance. How hard it is to say this, but I do not pity you. I think you have never done a bad thing in your life, or let a false emotion slip through your net, or postured, or ever were corrupt. I think, shall I go on? Do go on. I have a deep, and until today, an unstirred hatred for you.
It's true. She does say things which we find impossible to express.
Don't hurt me. Someone must do good. And of all people I've done least to. Oh. What's that to do with anything? I've never exaggerated, and I'm not going to now.
Do exaggerate.
Mommy!
Daddy! Daddy says, but I said.
God wants her for the comfort of his solitude. We can't be blamed. Raise me, thank God!
Can I have her, do you think? I mean, there could be no particular requirement for... Well, when I was a beggar, I often made lovers of the dead, since I was scarcely a proper suitor for the living. And they can be perfectly passionate.
Take me away to some corner of the wood and do whatever you do to young women.
Hey! Who are you?
Happiness!
But I never wanted happiness. Why did I follow you, therefore? Begging your etc., but if I may say so, I do think cheating is peculiar. So peculiar because even when the cheat might win on skill alone, he still prefers to cheat and never once protested.
I admit nothing, but why today?
Why indeed? Yes, why today? If only we were constant. If only we were. But today, I felt it necessary to protest. No, not protest exactly, but to announce my knowledge of your cheating, which I had detected on the first day.
If only you had said.
If only I had. But what difference would it have made? Do continue cheating. I merely wish to acquaint you with the fact that I knew.
Oh!
And now you are trying to change the subject.
could we be